Hi, this is Craig, and in this video we're going to review the tracks that we've already recorded for Kenny's song, a song that we're working on from start to finish. Hey, this is Craig from Craig Colley Music. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you're doing well wherever you are. In this video, we're going to review the tracks that we've already recorded on a song we're recording from start to finish called Kenny's Song. If you've been following since the beginning, you know we've already recorded the grand piano, the bass, the drums, several acoustic guitars, several electric guitars, and some more acoustic guitars and some more electric guitars. We've got so many tracks going now that we're going to do a review of where we're at so we can get an idea of the scope and the progression of the piece. Some of the options are available. Some editing that we're going to do some touch-ups on and tightening up. But right now it's just an overview because there's just so much going on already that it's just time to look at that before we continue to add more instruments or to actually start figuring out how this thing is going to be mixed in a final mix, if in fact all the tracks are done. All right, I got my glasses on and headphones on so I can see and hear. This is the tracks window. As I always use Digital Performer 10 by Mark of the Unicorn as our DAW, the DAW, Digital Audio Workstation. This track here is the digital piano that actually this piece started with, which if you've watched from the beginning or you're just catching up to speed today, is this keyboard here. So that's where it started from. And then it progressed into, this is the grand piano that we added. And then after that, I'll scroll down here, we added a bass track, which is here. Then we added drums, which is here. Then we added some acoustic guitars, all in this color scheme here. And a whole bunch of electric guitars, which is in this area here. And in review, playing this now, if I take it from the beginning, and this is not using the digital piano, but this is the grand piano. This is what it sounds like to start with. So that is the piano on its own, and then right around this spot the bass comes in, or midway through. Which you can see here, the bass comes in here. Since you made it this far in the video, welcome to Craig Colley Music. If you'd like to receive more information and watch more videos just like this one, hit the subscribe button right now and ring the bell. That way you won't miss out on any of the free stuff coming your way. Coming up, we have all the other instruments that are now going to join in at the same time. The other thing I've added in this mix is I've actually recorded a couple of acoustic guitars playing the actual melody along with the piano, which you're going to hear as this mix starts here as well. And I've also added a couple of acoustic guitars playing the melody along with the piano where this band comes in, which is this point right here. I'll back up a little bit, and you're going to hear all the acoustics that are in there. You're going to hear the guitar. You're going to hear the electric guitars, I should say, and multiple parts. So I'm going to break these parts down, but you're going to get an idea of the whole big sound that happens right from the start here. And this is a couple bars before that. So already a lot of stuff going down. So let's break this thing down to get a perspective on what the options are. Initially, I'm going to go to I'm going to turn off a couple of these sub mixers. So this is going to turn off all the guitars, with the exception of the bass. So that's an option of if I wanted this to be really just bass, piano, and drums, which works fine. That's one option. Now I'm going to actually turn all the guitars back on and turn the piano off and listen to the difference. All sorts of different options. That's why I'm doing this reference video, to show where we're at with all these different parts and where to go with this thing. Going back to the acoustic parts, so this is the melody that I doubled and a lower octave the first round on the guitar, which sounds like this. So I'm going to turn that, and I doubled it, so we got two of them. And that's what gives it that wide sound. I'm actually going to turn the electric guitars off, so just to hear the acoustic again. I'm going to actually also turn off the bass and drums to hear just an acoustic version. Now they're echoing the melody. I'm going to put the piano back on to hear the melody in the piano, and then these two acoustics do a kind of a question and answer, or you hear the melody in a repeat. So that's one flavor. Now we'll throw some guitars in with that. Back it up a little bit. And you're going to hear a Telecaster. It's going a little bit chops on the accents right here. I did put a little automation in here. This volume does go up a little bit at this section here and comes down. Automated that just to make this example work a little bit better. And then there's also two electrics. These are two Stratocasters that are split left and right, just with a pad chord to give it a little more depth and a little more oomph with the electric guitar sound. Same spot again. And turn the piano off so you can hear just the guitars. And down here you can hear those electric guitars chugging along. And then this Telecaster is just doing ringing chords along with a capo part that we had done earlier, which is this part here. So you can see this area here with the Telecaster, I'm going to turn this volume back to the soundbite, is similar to this capo part. Very subtle stuff. That gives it that ringing, that ring. There's that little chop on the telly there. Let's turn the piano back on to give it the melody back. Put the bass back in. And drums. And pretty much just big chords hitting there, especially with the electric guitars that give it that extra blast on those D, A, and E chords. Now right here is a little guitar lick. It's going to introduce an electric guitar the next time around, but it comes right at this spot here. You can hear this guitar come in. And now the two acoustics are now an octave higher. So what I was doing before was down here. And then went to. As you can hear here. Now this next section coming up, this area right here, I did a harmony now with the two acoustics. So instead of that's the main melody, I just doubled that, but I did a harmony with the acoustics, as you can hear. So you can see there's a beautiful thing happening right there, and it's just so simple. Now I turn the other instruments back on, and you'll hear that, but very subtle, because it won't be so pronounced, because it's not just the only instrument, or much fewer instruments being played. So right there, another mixing choice, which way this thing is going to go. This is why I'm showing this video, because there's so many options right now. I'm going to back up in this verse again, and I also introduced the lead guitar in the second repeat of the verse, octave lower of the acoustics. And I need to bring the volume down on that. I already know that, so I'm going to pull this back and play it from that point. So it's right there. That part there. Now that part's also going to double the piano melody. So the whole thing's getting bigger and bigger compared to what it sounded like to begin with, which was to something as big as this. Then going into that second bridge, now this electric guitar is going to pick up a little bit of a solo on top of the band jamming on that vamp section. And the electric guitars have lots of noise, so you have to be really careful of that. One quick note on the noise factor. 3 different sets of plugins going in on these guitars. This is the one with the solo. This is a gate that turns on and off the signal if there's no signal coming in, kind of automatic volume control that shuts it down. Without it, it's pretty noisy because this overdrive, which simulates an amplifier, is just cranking, and that's really common. So putting the gate in your plug-in lineup there is a good idea. The guitar is recorded dry, so these are effects that I can change to any sound I want. This is just one that I chose for this particular sound, and using this amp setup, and this is through Waves, the GRT guitar setup. And once again, this is not anything that I'm using for sure. It's just a good reference to get me in the ballpark when I'm laying the tracks down. And on the acoustic part, there's so many choices there that I'm not sure what I'm going to actually do yet, but I wanted to give you an idea where it started, where it's ending up, and the edits that still had to be made, which I'll reference that for a moment here. There are some parts in every one of these sections here that has a little line or a punch. Some of them have been edited, some have not. And a good example of that is the back end has not been tightened up completely, so you're going to hear a little bit of looseness on some of the parts because they're not completely edited yet. And I'll play this. So right there, that last chord, for instance, it's a little bit staggered, so that has to be worked on a little bit. But I don't do any of that till I have all the tracks in because it's easy to move them around and tighten it up. So that is an overview of what we have going today. So I'm really excited about this piece because it's come a long way from the beginning, and now it's getting to the point where it's more difficult because I'm not sure what I'm going to use, and maybe multiple mixes. Most likely I will, but that also takes time. So I always record a lot of things, so I have a lot of choices later, and sometimes that's not always a good thing. This thing could be stripped back to just piano, one guitar, bass, drums. It would work that way as well. But I like the melody, and I like the melody doubled. I like that to come out a little bit stronger. And I still am going to try a couple other instruments on that melody and some of the arrangements. That's yet to come. So that's going to be in our next video. So in conclusion, this video is all about referencing where I started, where we're at as of today. And the next thing, we'll tighten up a few of the edits and add in a few more instruments, and then we're getting very close to having this all recorded and working into the final mix, which would then take us to a mastering section and a marketing section. But we're not there yet. So right now we're still making the music. Next we'll mix it, then we'll master it, then we'll market for release, and so on. So that is where we're at today. Hope you've enjoyed this video. So if you're here for the first time, please subscribe and ring the bell, and like the video if you like it. And please leave a comment. You have no idea how important that is for YouTubers like myself to grow a channel. And I really appreciate you guys joining me. If you have any questions, and also let me know what you think. Do you like the acoustics? Do you like the electric? Do you like the full sound? Do you like it stripped back? Really curious, because there's lots of different ways this can go. So this is Craig signing off. Glad you joined me today. If you have any questions, any comments, what you think, that would be awesome. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video where we're going to, well, I'm not actually sure. So I'll let you know when we get there. Take care. See you next time. Bye. I'm turning off. See you later.